bantamweight champion from General Santos City, Philippines. His record 24 wins, no losses, 20 wins coming by way of knockout. Reymart, the Assassin Gaballo. Reymart, you grew up watching Nonito Donaire. What does it mean for you to be fighting the Filipino Flash for the Bantamweight Championship of the World on Saturday night?
It's an honor to fight with my idol, sir, in the ring. I'm so excited too.
In your last fight, you were victorious over former world champion Emmanuel Rodriguez by split decision. What did you learn in that fight that you feel will benefit you against Donaire on Saturday?
Like, when I look at my last fight, I need to improve my head movement and I need to throw some more punches.
All right, Reymart Gaballo, ladies and gentlemen, we'll get back to him, but now I want to bring up a man who has been there, done that many times over again. A 4-division world champion. He was the 2012 Fighter of the Year, involved in the 2019 Fight of the Year against Naoya Inoue. Coming up or back on May 29th, knocked out Nordine Obali to become the oldest bantamweight champion in history. Ladies and gentlemen, from Bohol, Philippines, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, it gives me with great honor and pleasure to welcome the WBC Bantamweight Champion of the World, the Filipino Flash, Nonito Donaire.
Thank you. Thank you.
Nonito, with everything that you've accomplished in your career, why do you decide to continue to fight at this high level? What motivates the Filipino Flash at 39 years of age?
I think for me, after the Inoue fight, I was brought about a purpose, after becoming Fighter of the Year, I was going up and down, kind of floating in fights. But after that fight, I felt that I can do this. And I think the purpose in me, and this is why I came in really strong with Ubali and very confident today, is because I have a purpose, and that purpose is becoming undisputed champion of the world.
So with that being said, you are taking on a fellow Filipino in Reymart Gaballo. You haven't fought a fellow Filipino since we have to go back November 2nd, 2002, nearly 20 years. You fought Mark Sales. What does it mean for you to be stepping inside the ring against somebody who's 14 years younger than you, but he's 24-0, 20 knockouts, he's very hungry, he's got a big power shot, and he's looking to go ahead and sort of dethrone his idol?
Well, for me, I'm actually, first and foremost, I'm proud that there's another Filipino, like the Mexican have done throughout the years, where they're fighting in this level. And for me, I'm actually proud that there is another Filipino at this type of level, in this type of stage to be sharing this ring with me. And I'm proud of that. I know that Reymart is very hungry. He has a big dream. Like everybody coming from the Philippines, we have a dream. He has a dream, and I know that he will be at his best, and this is why I'm prepared at my best as well.
Reymart, in a recent interview, you said in preparation for Nonito Donaire that you have to look out for that vicious left hook. We've seen him put away many fighters with that left hook. In training camp, how have you been preparing to deal with that vaunted left hook that Nonito Donaire uses?
Every time we train in the gym, we always they always throwing me like same punches with my the hook of Nonito, but I told that that's not the only one need to be like what you call this? Oh no, like kanang dagan ay kanang di lang bantayan ba?
He's saying that not just the left hook.
The respect they have with each other. Nonito Donaire's translating for his opponent. I've never seen anything like that in my life. Go ahead, continue with the translation.
So
I just find it amusing.
He's saying that it's not just the left hook that he needs to look out for. I also have other arsenals that are that to look out for as well, not just the left hook.
Unbelievable. He's trash talking himself. Nonetheless, my final few questions for Reymart. You are 14 years younger than Nonito Donaire. Is it advantageous for you to push the pace knowing that he is 39 years of age? Does a faster pace, more high action, high volume favor you?
No, I know like even though the age is not it's just like a number, but I know that his movement is still there, same as before.
Now, Nonito, you've been in there with every style under the sun, but he does have 20 knockouts of his 24 victories. Do you think that your experience is going to play a factor in the fight, and how do you plan on combating the power that he has?
Well, I've faced a lot of guys like Inoue, Darchinian, and even Walters, all these powerful guys, and the thing about being experienced is we have no fear of it, and so therefore we're mainly focused on our strategy and the variety of style that comes forward in my head that I can take advantage of his style. Ultimately, just 100% ready. We build on mental fortitude so that whatever the case happens, we're always going to push through adversity and be ready, because I believe that we are only as strong as our mind can be. And so I know that I'm 100% because my mind is to the roof or to the moon.
I love it. Reymart, my final question to you. What would a win over Nonito Donaire, when Jimmy Lennon Jr. were to say, and the new WBC bantamweight champion of the world, mean to you on Saturday night? What would that moment mean to you to become the new world champion as if you were to defeat Nonito Donaire? Nonito just doing it all, I swear. Unbelievable.
Like I'm so very happy, but because of my for my dugay rin ako na pangandoy makuha nako.
He's saying that it gives him great pleasure and happiness because it's what he's been looking for all his life, to be announced as a world champion.
Nonito, you've been very vocal about the respect between the two. How much does it mean for you to sort of be sharing the ring with the guy who looked up to you, and the fact that you don't have to trash talk, you're translating for him, for crying out loud. So, and he's giving his predictions, but what does this mean for you as you sort of are on the latter stages of your career?
I'm just here and enjoying that moment of whatever I have in this career. I mean, I wake up in the morning and I'm excited. Every day I'm excited. I'm in the gym. I feel like I'm 21 and I feel like I can do this for another 10 years.
Another 10 years? Wait a minute, you're going to fight till you're 50?
Yeah, why not? Why not?
Where's Rachel at? Is Rachel okay with that, to fighting?
Well, it depends on the queen, right? Depends on the queen where my life stands. I'm just each day I take it, each fight I take it, and I'm just grateful for every moment of it. And I love the fact that, and I want to bring it all out there, that this is a gentleman's sport. I believe that it gives a lot of credibility of a fighter when he can speak to somebody with respect, with sportsmanship. And that's what I bring out there is to inspire people that it's not about being on top and talking crap about other people. So yes, there's things like that, and that's okay. It's part of the game. But I believe that a greater man is when he can look into his opponent's eyes and shake hand with them and go for the kill when they're in the ring. At the end of it all, it's a sport, it's a game, it's a career. And again, everybody's different. They have their own perspective. For me, my perspective is I love the sport of boxing. It's what given me everything that I have, and I'm going to represent it to the best of my ability with respect, with honor, and integrity.
You talked about unification. Assuming all goes well and you're victorious over Reymart Gaballo on Saturday on Showtime Championship Boxing at Dignity Health Sports Park.
And still, you say new for him, so you got to say.
Okay, so assuming that Jimmy Lennon says, and still, the WBC bantamweight champion of the world, as you look at unification when it comes to Naoya Inoue, I was in Japan. That was an amazing fight. Or also a man who you talked about respect. There's been some trash talk with you know, on the side of John Riel Casimero. He holds the WBO Bantamweight Championship. Where do you lean towards? Is that next for you, assuming that all goes according to plan, and Jimmy Lennon says, and still WBC Bantamweight Champion of the world?
The very key, and I will always say this, the guy that I truly trust in this game is Richard Schaefer, and I'm always going to leave it up to him.
So it's up to Richard Schaefer and your promotional team to go ahead and dictate as to what's next for Nonito Donaire.
But I'm going to go after all of them.
Okay, so in a way, in order, Donaire, or not Donaire, but Inoue or, you know, Casimero, who would you want?
Well, they both have the belt that I'm looking for. But again, whatever's easier, and I'm going to leave it up to Richard because Richard knows how to make fights.
All right, now we're going to open it up to questions from the media. If you have questions for the fighters up here, by all means, raise your hand and ask them questions.